What's up everybody? In today's video, I'm going to run you through 10 things, I don't know why I held up 4, but 10 things that you need to do to your PC the second you get it in the mail. Let's go. All right, so this video is geared primarily towards people who have a pre-built PC, whether you are waiting for it to arrive or it's recently arrived, or maybe you got one a year ago and you haven't done any of this kind of stuff. It applies to everyone. Technically, if you're building your own custom PC, these all apply as well, but you're probably gonna be doing a lot of these things already. So let's jump into it. Number 1, remove bloatware is the first thing we gotta talk about. And I know this seems obvious, and the reason I have this as number 1 is because this could override some of the other things depending on the step you want to take. So let me go ahead and share my screen. To get there, we're just going to click on the start icon and then go to the settings over there on the side. And then we're going to see this little area here, apps. Click into that. These are all of the apps that you have on your computer. And depending on who built your computer, you might not have that much bloatware, or you could have a ton. If it's a Dell or an HP, you probably have a bunch. If it's something like an NZXT computer, you probably will have NZXT cam and maybe the software that comes to light up your RGB lighting inside your case. So some companies are better than others, but you just want to run through these and see what you need to remove. If there's a lot of bloatware that you want to get rid of, the faster way could be to, we'll close this out, just go down to the search and just type in reset this PC, and you'll see this right here in your system settings. If you click this, you can click get started, and this will keep all of your files, all of your settings, but what it will do is it will wipe all of the extra applications that are on top of a clean install. So if you are just getting your computer, it's not a bad idea to run through this. But if you've already been using your computer, you've already installed a bunch of apps, then this might not be so appealing, and you'll just want to go through one by one and remove those apps. That's why I have this at number 1. Number 2 is we want to change the power settings to high performance. The way we do this, again, we click on that Windows icon, click in the settings, we're going to go to the system, and then we're going to go down here to the power and sleep section. Over here, you're going to see additional power settings. Click on that baby, and the window opened over here on this monitor. There we go. By default, most likely your computer is going to be set on balanced, which it says is recommended. No, not in this world. We want high performance. Yes, it uses a little bit more energy, but not that much, and you're gonna get much better performance. So if you're streaming or gaming, this is an absolute must. Make sure your computer is set to high performance. The third thing is to disable Xbox Game Bar. So the way to do that is to, again, go to your settings here, and then we're gonna go over to gaming, and you'll see right here, Xbox Game Bar. We have it turned off. Make sure that thing's turned off. This isn't a massive deal. If you want to use Xbox Game Bar to record your gameplay and whatnot, then fine, keep it on. But if you're not gonna be using that, keep it off. Personally, I have an NVIDIA graphics card, and so I prefer to use the GeForce Experience to record all of my gameplay. I personally think it's better. So if that's the case, keep Xbox Game Bar off. Number 4 is in this same section, and we just want to make sure that game mode, which is different than game bar, is enabled. This should be enabled by default, but you just want to double check this one. Number 5 is download the latest chipset drivers to your motherboard. Now there's a chance everything's up to date, or there could be 1 or 2 drivers that are out of date, and these can have an effect on performance. And it's just good practice to make sure your motherboard chipset drivers are always up to date. To do that, you need to go to the manufacturer website of your motherboard. What I do is I just type in the name of my motherboard, and then I put the word drivers next to it. So you can see right here, I have in my build the Gigabyte B450 Aorus Pro, I always screw that word up, Wi-Fi drivers, okay? Then I click on this, and you can go to the page, and specifically what we want to, oh, and by the way, we're not there yet. Usually it's some sort of page that says download or support. In this case, we're gonna click on support, and then when we're on this page, that is where we're gonna click on chipset, and we can see all of these. Now you can see the date when these came out. So if you are just getting your computer and some of these are pretty far away, like 2020 or whatnot, just go ahead and download them all. But you start to know when the last time you installed drivers. So if you see something like, for example, this one here, I did just install before doing this video, I would click download, and then I would run through the installation / update process for that. Now, if you don't know what motherboard you have, you can either look on the actual physical motherboard and see if it says it anywhere. It's pretty common. Or you can look at the package that your pre-build company sent to you. Typically, they give you the instruction manuals of all those. But if all else fails, what you can do is just go down here to search and type in MS-Info32. Hit enter, and boom, you can see right here that our manufacturer is Gigabyte, and then there is the model. So that's the fail-safe method. Guaranteed this will show you what specs you have on your computer. MS-Info32. At number 6, we want to make sure we install the latest Windows updates. What you're going to do is you're going to click on that Windows icon, go to settings, and then over here at update and security, click that, and then you're going to see this check for updates. What that's going to do is it's going to check for updates. It's going to start installing updates if it finds any, and some of them do require a system restart, and you're just going to restart, and boom, you are up to date. And next up, we want to make sure that XMP is enabled. What this does is this takes your RAM sticks and allows them to run at the full advertised speed. If your computer uses high-speed RAM, which many gaming computers do nowadays, by default, in general, these do not come enabled. You have to manually go in and enable them. So if you're building a custom PC, you definitely want to do this. If you have a pre-built PC where someone else built it and shipped it to you, they should have gone in and enabled it, but it's not uncommon for them to forget to do so. For example, my NZXT streaming PC, NZXT forgot to go in and enable the XMP. So you just want to go into the BIOS and double check. It's really easy to do. I'm not going to show you in this video because I'd have to shut down my computer and we're recording right now, but I talked to my buddy Brandon, who runs the Iron Point Tech channel. If you haven't already subscribed to this guy, he's small, he needs a little love. He's got some really good how-to content when it comes to tech. I talked to him about doing a video on how to enable XMP. He's got that video all ready for us. I'm gonna link to that down below, and that will run you through step-by-step how to enable XMP if you've never done that before, but you definitely wanna make sure you do that. At number 8, you wanna make sure you update your graphics card to the latest driver. I am using an NVIDIA graphics card, so the way you do that is you just go down to search and type in GeForce Experience. You'll see that app pop up, and as soon as you're in there, you wanna click on the drivers tab, and you'll see right away here, in my case, I've got a new driver ready to download. If you don't see that, just click check for updates, run it through, make sure there's no new updates, and as soon as you get those, make sure you download those. I will obviously do that after this recording so I don't screw anything up. But if you're using AMD, you can either go to AMD's website, amd.com, and download the latest driver, or you can install the Radeon software that comes with your graphics card, and that you essentially run through the same process. But GPU drivers do come out all the time, so this isn't necessarily a one and done thing. I usually make it a habit where once or twice a week, I just hop in before I play and I just make sure I have the latest driver because they're always pushing these updates out. Number 9, we wanna make sure we enable G-Sync or FreeSync depending on the monitor that we have and what graphics card we use. So G-Sync is specific to NVIDIA graphics cards, and then FreeSync is specific to AMD. However, there's still a lot of cross-compatibility with these cards and monitors. And obviously you need to have a monitor that supports FreeSync or G-Sync. If you don't know, look up the email confirmation of when you bought the monitor or whoever bought the monitor, or just look it up and see if it's compatible. But if your computer is compatible, or I should say your monitor compatible with that, what you're gonna do is just right click, and in my case, I'm using an NVIDIA graphics card. You would do this in Radeon if you were doing AMD, and you're going to go down here to set up G-Sync, and you're just going to make sure that that's checked there, and then it's checked for the different monitors that you're using. In my case, I have 3 monitors set up, so I want to make sure that each one is set up to be able to support G-Sync. And what this does is it basically enhances your monitor just a little bit by working closer together with your graphics card to prevent things like screen tearing and just better rendering and whatnot. And that leads us to number 10, which is to make sure that your monitors are running at the highest refresh rate possible. If it's an older monitor that you have, it's probably running at 60 frames per second. That's the standard refresh rate for most monitors. However, gaming monitors will typically start at 75 hertz and up. I have a 144 hertz monitor, and it's very common for people to plug in their brand new $300-400 gaming monitor, and by default, because they didn't check the settings, they're running their game still at 60 frames a second, and they're missing out on those huge frame rate increases. So how do we fix that? What you want to do is just right click anywhere and go to display settings. Once you're on this screen here, we're going to go all the way down to advanced display settings. And you can see here that it's running at this refresh rate. But to change it, you should be able to change it either here, or you can go to display adapter properties and then click on monitor. And right here, you can set the refresh rate that you want. So obviously we want 144, and you're gonna do this for however many displays that you have. And because I like you, I'm gonna give you a bonus number 11 tip, and that is to download Discord and join the Tech Audit TV Discord. I'm gonna link to that Discord down below. This, my friends, is a Discord you wanna be a part of. We talk tech, we hang out. At the end of this month, I'm giving away $500 to a lucky Discord user, and every single day, we post an awesome deal for your setup, whether it is a keyboard that's on sale, an awesome microphone, webcam, monitor, computer parts, lighting, all of that stuff to make your setup that much better. Whether you're gaming or just need a sweet setup to work at home, the Tech Audit TV community has your back. So make sure to join that Discord down below. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything else I missed on this. I'm not saying this is the ultimate, like these are the only 10 things to do. There's certainly a lot of things that you can do to enhance your computer, some good applications to download. Maybe I'll do a video on some of my must download software for your new PC. But yeah, let everyone know what you think are some important things that weren't covered in this video. And if this was a helpful video or an enjoyable video for you, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, my name is Brandon Hassler, and this is Tech Audit TV.